Spoon television. Spoon Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you ain't know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. To spoon, to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you ain't know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today?
Our investigation conclusion it was natural disaster. So I rest for now.
Thank you. So that is it for now with the missing boys. As the investigator rightfully said, one person has been identified, and the body that was retrieved was carefully analyzed. There were no body parts seen to be missing, which would have indicated some ritualistic activities around it. The corpse was intact. The shoes were still on the feet. The clothes were still on the body that was recovered, and that matched with the eyewitnesses who were on the scene from both ends of the river where he left his motorbike and boarded the canoe. So when the body was recovered, they were able to identify that yes, these were one of the people who did get on the canoe. So one person has been declared dead, and 2 persons missing in accordance with the law until we reach a period of 7 years. If we do not find or hear from them, then at that point in time, then they can be declared dead. But for now, the other 2 are declared missing, and there's no criminality established so far in this case. The court case.
You have problem, we have the rule of law, we have every way in this place to be able to listen to you. But we're not going to accept this. And we're asking the Minister of Justice, all of the security apparatus, including our friends, to investigate this letter. People who are culprit, who will deal with them, and we'll set the tune for all other people who, when they get angry, they burn down the police, they destroy this. We're not going to allow this. So we just want to say, to console the members of the first family in this government, that we're in sympathy with them, but this destruction we have to stop. And we're not going to allow this to happen in this country. But people who have problems, we have the way to remedy all the issues in this country. So that's all I have to tell you. I'm happy that you are here. You will look at yourself, but we're not going to settle for this. This is not a place for hooligans. This is a place for responsible people who are here to serve the Liberian people. This country is poor, and I don't care what they do, we'll build this country for the interest of future generations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
To see reason to join the majority, win. To conduct the affairs of the Liberian people on Tuesday. Amen. Failure. Yes. To adhere to this as Deputy Speaker. You have been said to be blamed. Yes. We will take a decision as majority required by law to make relevant decisions for the benefit of the Liberian people. The still member of the 4 estate. And as we speak, the resolution speaks volume that starting from today onward, anybody who's sitting on our voice this afternoon should not do any business with Funati Kofa as a Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Legitimacy has been questioned, and this House requires sanity. This is not the first time they are happy. Once your integrity is under question, eventually you cannot sit and preserve over the Honorable House. Therefore, we are resolved, and thank you very much. That God bless Liberia.
Thank you.
To see reason to join the majority, win. To conduct the affairs of the Liberian people on Tuesday. Amen. Failure. Yes. To adhere to this as Deputy Speaker. You have been said to be blamed. Yes. We will take a decision as majority required by law to make relevant decisions for the benefit of the Liberian people. The still member of the 4 estate. And as we speak, the resolution speaks volume that starting from today onward, anybody who's sitting on our voice this afternoon should not do any business with Funati Kofa as a Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Legitimacy has been questioned, and this House requires sanity. This is not the first time they are happy. Once your integrity is under question, eventually you cannot sit and preserve over the Honorable House. Therefore, we are resolved, and thank you very much. That God bless Liberia.
Thank you.
Honorable Minister of State, other ministers here. members of the Diaspora, the Diaspora community. And thank you all for being here this evening. The last time you had your welcoming program, I was not here. And I felt this time, even though I'd gone to my farm, that I should be here to see you off. Some of you may not leave the next 2 days, but the longer you stay here, the less diaspora you become, and the more Liberian. I want to believe that by the next year, you may not be having anybody here preaching to you about being a Liberian, because all of you will become, start preaching to one another, but the need to be home is not so easy, but it hadn't been easy anywhere. I just came from Ghana a few days ago, and I was amazed about the transformation that have taken place in Ghana. Some of the communities I went to, and as I was coming from Tubman today along the main road, the Japanese highway, I was looking at buildings, and I say I know one day some of these buildings will be down to be replaced by buildings just like it happened in Ghana, and I'm very sure. I know when you talk about diaspora, people think mostly about people from the United States. I wouldn't be surprised because Jake Milton once said to President Tubman, I've been to Germany, I've been to France, I've been to Belgium, but I want you to help me go to Europe. Want to wish you a happy and a prosperous new year. It is a great pleasure to join you today as we mark the conclusion of another visit during this joyous Christmas and New Year season. You come back home as part of the government's annual year return program, not only to celebrate with the family and friends, but also to begin a constructive engagement with others in transforming the future of our beloved Liberia. And this is very powerful and significant gesture that symbolizes the enduring bond between Liberia and her people, no matter where they reside around the world. I'm deeply encouraged by the energy, the passion, and the commitment I've witnessed from many of you over the past week, especially during our dinner get-together at my home. As a matter of fact, a few days ago, in fact, it's very interesting. About a couple of months ago, I ran into a young man who did a solo flight from all the way Maryland to Liberia. And he's been with me since. He was just with me in Foya the other day. Yesterday I saw a scientist, a fellow who is engaged here in what I wouldn't even understand until I get close to him, a Ziama, whose family I know, and I can see one by one getting there. I saw Dr. Dolly, a young man I have to bring back when he comes in Liberia development. The time has come for us to think differently, to think boldly, and to actively engage in rebuilding our country. We need your expertise, your investment, your resources, and your ideas. The talents you possess, and through your experience in the diaspora, are exactly what we need to help transform Liberia's future. The government stands ready to provide the conducive environment, including security infrastructure, for you to invest, to contribute, and make Liberia a land of opportunity for all. Let me assure you, Liberia is not only open for business, it is also secure. Under my leadership, we have worked tirelessly to create an environment where safety, stability, and peace will prevail. Your investment and your contributions will be protected, and as we remain committed to upholding the rule of law and fostering an atmosphere of trust, our country is strong, and we are ready to move forward together. But beyond the investments we anticipate and the remittances your family expect, there is a call to build a country that works for all its citizens today and for the future and future generations. Let us think about making our country the beacon of hope for which it was founded. Let us think of our youth, the children and children unborn who will inherit Liberia that we shape today. We owe it to them to ensure that they live in a country where opportunities abound, where their dreams are not limited by circumstances, and where their future is filled with hope. As part of our ongoing commitment to engage the diaspora, I've had the privilege of meeting Liberians in communities across the United States, Europe, Asia, and Africa. These interactions have been valuable, and we want to assure you that my government will continue to engage with you in a meaningful way, strengthening our relationship as we build Liberia together. In April this year, we will hold the first ever Liberian Diaspora Conference in Washington, D.C. And I encourage all of you to be there. This conference will serve
the children crying for starvation, just don't smoke. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't smoke. Oh yes, you want to get the news update. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia. When the politicians want to make their decisions, or when they want to break the news, or when they want to engage with Liberians, when the policymakers want to explain their policies, their undertakings to the Liberian people, when they want to connect with the Liberian people, this is where they come. And that is exactly what we are committed to, making sure that every single day that you can get information in real time, you can engage as well, speak out on those different issues of concerns, and add your voices to the national discourse. Welcome again to another edition of the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are here live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1. Thanks to our partner radio stations across Liberia that are relaying this edition of the program. And welcome to all of you joining us online as well, across the internet on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV. Many thanks to Those of you joining us on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live is our YouTube handle. And we appreciate you for coming on tonight. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. And we also ask you to kindly share the show as you join us tonight. Let's have a great interaction. My name is Nelson Colette. We're going to have the rest of the team coming on. As you know, the late night show, this is where we discuss the issues. We say it the way it is and leave it up to you to be the judge. So let me go across and bring the team on. I see our co-moderator, Moba Zoka, is here tonight. Moba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Yeah. I was unmuting myself, my brother. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, my man. We are going to discuss the issues.
Yeah. It's always great being here to discuss the issues, to talk Liberia. You know, I was just saying the other day that I communicated with one elderly man who said that, look, my man on that show, my own man at Moba, the man can talk it the way he sees it. He said, I can enjoy it when the man said gentle guys.
Gentle guys. I'm to get me forgive me that guy.
Let me say, where the boy come from with it?
With gentle guys. I know, right? Yeah, my man.
It's a good thing. Everyone come to the show with their own taste. Everyone bring their own flavor to the show. That's the beauty of this forum, the late night show, where we can all come and talk Liberia, say it the way we see it. And in the interest of our country, we all want to see Liberia succeed, and that's why we're here. And I want to say again, welcome, Moba. Let me bring Fambole on. I see Fambole is in the background. Welcome, Fambole. It's good to have you on tonight. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much, Nelson. And what's up, Moba?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, and we also want to say hats up to all our audience and our followers. Yeah, in the comment section, we say thank you for always coming up. We're here tonight to talk to Liberian people business. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot tonight for that. We're gonna move into the show, but I want you guys to do your opening quickly. What's on your mind? Just before moving into the rest of the conversation tonight. Let's start with you, Moba. What's on your mind? What is it you want to just touch on?
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting your thoughts quickly, and then we get the show started. You have one.
Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners, and thank you to my brother, family. Look, Nelson, you see, a lot of times, sometimes when we come on the show, we provide information, and sometimes we get solution. You can remember on the same platform the last time I came on the show and said the government need to open their own station, because in other countries, happen even in the great United States here. You see what you hear, they say police car don't go to commercial gas station. The government get his her gas station where the police car will go there in the morning, 5 o'clock, all depends on your gauge. You go there, you refill, and then you get on the street. Now what happens? The money circulates right in the same government, and it's another employment, more especially when it comes to Liberia. You know, and today the RG says something talking about them opening their own gas station, but I would suggest that the government open gas station for only
the IG says something.
Yeah, he said similar thing like that, because I think somebody brought a statement out. They said, why now the government can prioritize their own station, that where it will be the same, people you get Liberian working, and also get our own, I think, terminal or something in the port there.
Is it the IG or the LPRC?
The LPRC director, or what he needs. Yes. Not the IG, but the LP director. Yeah. He said similar thing like that. So it was like wow, similar thing that I always say on the show, and there's guess what? If it happened like that, all the money we giving lawmaker for gas. We're giving lawmaker $3,000 for gas. We're giving other entity, other ministry, people getting $3,000, $2,000 for gas. That's what happens. It's another employment, right? For all the Liberians that can go over there, and that money will what? Circulate, and the government will generate more revenue compared to the money they're giving individual every month just to go back to go get gas. And all that money they give them, they can't even use it for gas. Nobody uses 3,000 gas a month in Liberia. What a distance. So you see it? When we come here, when we see those things, we get solutions. We tell the Liberian people how these things work. So I think the government need to look into that direction and make sure it's another employment for Liberians.
I want to have an understanding. I know this is your opening. We're about to start the show, but when you say the government should have her own station,
yeah.
What is that clearer picture you're talking about?
Now, what I mean
is the government having her own filling station
for
where
government
officials of government that are receiving gas slips and all of those things, that the gas slips should not be given to them, but they should rather go to those filling stations whenever they want to fill their tank for the vehicles that have been given them by government. And what is the rationale behind that in the first place?
Thank you. Now, this is it, right, Nelson? If the government, right, open their own station, they say only government vehicle, meaning police, people from the senator, representative, government official, ministry, that is Zoom, the entire government. I'm discussing the entire government. That everybody that go and get in gas. Even the police, look at today. Yesterday we were discussing about fire truck, no gas. How the people go operate. Now, if you get a government station only for government property, what happens, Nelson? The money that you're giving, right? Let me tell you, you even get more money than the one you're giving. For example, right? A week, let's assume the government car go there, fill the station for 1 week to another. Where they going? Some people move on Red Capital Betty to where? Single, some of them, 9th Street, some of them, Boulevard. That need no error. When you fill your tin, Nelson, how long it gonna take you for? You get somebody, you're not going, as long as the gas enter the tank.
As good as this may sound, I also want you to take into consideration the fact that what goes to those people, as in gasoline or coupon and stuff like that.
But listen,
I'm coming. I just want to land on this.
Yeah, land.
It's by law. All right. So you take, for example, what goes to the lawmakers is captured in their budget. So a senator or a representative takes 2,000 USD as gasoline. That money is captured in the budget is by law. So if you are taking that away from the regular way it's done, you want it to be channeled through a filling station that will belong to the government. I mean, how does that make any difference?
It make a big difference, Nelson. Good. Look, even with our distance, we get a very long distance. Like some area is about 45 miles, right, per hour. Now, how many gas we use per month? First of all, let's say some people use $60 gas every week. Some people, all depends. Some people car $20, some people car $25. Let's assume that bill are smaller than that. Let's assume you're giving somebody $2,000 per month for gas. You know how much you're saving when you only giving when your car can put $40 inside, or your car can put $30 or $50 inside. Times it per week, 5 weeks. How much there? Okay, that's your 4 weeks, right? Okay. I come in and I want to break it down for you. Let's assume every month you get out gas $2,000. Do your mathematics, right? 5 weeks, 4 weeks. You take, let's assume $50 to fill your tank. Let's assume $50 a week. You know how much you're saving? You're saving?
Okay, so now I get what you're
that's
trying
my plan.
So he's basically trying to say cutting waste.
If John Brown uses $50 gas per week, or maybe let's say even $100 worth of gasoline per week, 4 weeks is gonna be 400 thereabout. Then it's gonna be a cut. But again,
how much you saving the government?
the possibility of that becoming a reality is just
But that's
uh
what I'm saying. Nelson. I come in. Let me not conclude now. Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah, just conclude because
yeah. Let me
that's
conclude.
the
That's
opening
what
we
we're saying.
going discussion yet, so we
Yeah,
get
that's what we're saying. A
opinion.
productive country or country who want to make a change on the map, you got to come up with suggestions that will benefit the Liberian people. You can just keep stealing when we're talking. They say we mean it there. So because we mean it there, it will keep going in the constitution or in the world. Which part of the world you can see people getting 2,000 hour gas slate, 3,000 hour gas slate? Nothing. It is wrong. And Labra, what they say, one of the poorest country on our continent, right? And then we giving lawmaker, we giving other people $3,000 for gas slate. Then every day we on the map begging international people for money to develop our country. I think it is wrong. The people that who do that I think it is barbaric. The president need to come out and get look, Nelson, that they took my constitution thing are spoiling our country. They be friend. Because they're in the law, so they must keep giving it to them. The country going down. Even people are in the hospital can get our money, but gas slip, people getting 3,000, 2,000.
Thank you.
It is wrong.
Thanks a lot, Mobile. Let me hold you there. Fambole, you want to do your opening quickly, and then we move into the show.
Thank you very much, Nelson. And well, there's a lot more every time we come to this platform. We always want to remind our Liberian people that hope is still alive. They should keep be positive. Today, I just want to speak on few things that's on my mind concerning the closure of the university. It is disturbing. I know that is it good for the university to be closed for that long? No, we're not in support of that. But is it also prudent enough for us to hastily open a university if those basic things that should be taken care of is not taken care of? It's not. So we also admonishing the government to see reason to work on that as quickly as possible. I've already seen a date, quote unquote postulated date that they have already postulated that the university will be opening soon, and that's welcoming, and everything is working according to plan. And also the issue of the fire proliferation is also alarming. And there are a lot of things that we keep saying that the government needs to do, and the individual community and everybody. In fact, it's a community thing, it's the country thing. Everybody got to put all hands on deck so that we can fight this disaster. Education, robust education needs to be done. Our people need to be educated about the risk of fire, what should be done. And is there a campaign that we should do, community to community, set up a team that will go around and do a robust community engagement about fire and risks and what to be done when there's an outbreak. Some fire can be managed from the beginning, but when people start freaking out and people start putting politics inside and everything inside and just mess everything about Liberia should not be about politics. Because I remember back then, even before there were fire service into being, it was community engagement. Whenever there's fire on your neighborhoods, everybody you see people running for sand and water and bucket and be doing it.
But Fambole, even now it's happening.
Yeah. So
there's so many instances where even before the fire service gets on the scene, the community dwellers,
the community get involved. So it's always good for all to start from community level. Let's go back to the education. Let's go back to schools and train people and tell people about the disaster, fire. What are the first steps to do and how to evacuate people who are at risk of fire, and what are those things that are considered to be flammable, and what are those things we shouldn't use in our houses. And now everybody want to transition to electricity. What are the risks of electricity in our homes? What are those things that we should do to prevent this too much fire outbreak from electricity? So there's a lot more we have to do, especially with that education part is important. And then the government have to also see to it that they decentralize the fire service, because fire is not only in Monserrado, fire is all over the county. So if it become an emergency, So that means at least every county should have some depot or fire station, and get logistics, so just in case there's a problem. And I've also seen that there are many key government institutions that does not even have their own fire service. You see it? So our key institutions should have a robust and get a very sophisticated fire team. The LPRC should have a sophisticated fire team. The Freeport of Morovia and all the bigger entity should have sophisticated fire team on a standby in case of any situation. We should not only rely on the Liberia National Fire Service and other things like that. So there's more to be done so that we can solve that problem. So there where I stop for now. I'll go back
You
to
know,
you.
thanks a lot, Fambule. The LPRC has a fire service, has a fire team. They have a fire engine that I know of, at least two of them. Yes, they have two fire engines that I know of. When there was this outbreak at the speaker's house, Councillor Kofa, I remember vividly that even before the Liberia National Fire Service had her vehicles or her engines arriving, at the time they had three functional engines. Even before the Liberia National Fire Service got on the scene, um, the the LPRC already had her, things there, and they tried extinguishing the fire even before the other folks got there. So yes, that's something that the LPRC has. But like you said, there's a need for other institutions to have these kinds of equipment and all of that, because the frequency of fire outbreak is alarming now. I don't know, but for some reason, since we got in the dry season, especially late November, early December, now January, the frequency of fire outbreak is just so alarming, and that's something that calls for some attention, and why a lot of homes are being affected. Liberia National Fire Service on the other end is saying that, look, we don't have logistics, we don't have equipment, we don't have furnaces, we don't have anything it takes to fight fire. So what happens to the citizens when the Liberia National Fire Service is complaining of not getting her gasoline she should be getting for the past 4 months, when things like gasoline cannot be handled or settled in a timely manner to enable the Liberian National Fire Service fight fire, then it becomes even more alarming. And I think that's just where we are. Um,
Nelson, can I just say something real quick? Let me just say let me just say a few things in a few sec. Like recently, President-elect Donald Trump just instituted a committee called the Department of Government Efficiency. They call it DOGE. And their responsibility is basically to cut down waste and to reevaluate all entity of government or institution and see what are those things that are not necessary. Liberia, we have a lot of waste. There's a lot of money being given out in other branches of government that are not necessary. So if we can reallocate those funds, we can solve that problem with the fire service. Like what my brother said about having that station, then by now we will not have that situation with gasoline for fire service to say, oh, they want to go refill that thing. No, because once there is emergency, you go to the government station, it will just be documented that this fire service at this time they went here and we give them $100 gas and it's documented. So, and more besides, it will also try to cut down the waste of lawmakers having excess and excess gas slip that they will not be using. That's waste. So government will also be informed now to know how many gas the lawmakers are making and other things, and then things will start working. The efficiency of the government is all about cutting down waste. Cut down what are those things that they need. If you don't need it, you don't have to have it. So if the laws can be amended, yes, it can. But will they do it? No. So they're where we are right now.
yeah, you're right. And even as we're speaking now, victims of fire disasters in the country are calling for help. a lot of them in Kakata, Margibi County. A lady identified as a Mansata donor is calling on government and other humanitarian organizations to help her and her family. Their house caught fire, and she and her family, they're homeless right now. Everything they had, according to her, got destroyed in the fire in Kakata, and so they're calling on other organizations to help them. This just speaks to the level of urgency that should be attached to this whole fire situation, and how much of support. You don't have to be government, but even folks out of government should give to folks who are in need, and even to the fire service to help them fight fire. But a lot is happening across the country, and I just want us to go on some of those happenings quickly. We're in the new year. Today is January 4th in Liberia, the 4th of January. And crossing over to 2025, we saw the continuation of the suspension by the Unity Party, not the Unity Party, but the CDC, of some of our officials. Representative Ava Jones of Margibi County was the latest to have been expelled from the party following the expulsion of the Deputy Speaker, Representative Thomas Fala, who happens to be a stalwart of the CDC. Ava Jones is being expelled as well. And it's getting to a point where a lot of people are asking as to where exactly is this thing headed? How soon is this whole, hula baloo with the Capitol building and the political institution? Now, for the Capitol building is connecting to the political institutions. How soon is this thing going to be over? And that's something we're going to talk on a little bit. The Unity Party pulled up a statement as part of the New Year's message. They send a warm New Year message to Liberians across the country. Happy New Year to all of you in XYZ. But the party went on to warn public officials, or to warn the public, individuals, and institutions using President Barker's portrait or his photo to demonstrate loyalty, to desist. They're calling on citizens and officials of government to avoid what the party termed as sycophantic glorification of the presidency, and a pitfall of which was a pitfall of the past administration. So I want to go a little bit into this because this is very interesting. Sycophantic glorification of the presidency or the president. Raymond, welcome to the show. Which was the pitfall of the previous administration. Though they didn't mention of the previous, but it's mentioned here, previous administration. Why I'm doing this, just permit me to get this in here for you guys as well. Let me do this real quick. And for some reasons I can't have this posted up here, so you guys can have access to it from the chat room. So they want people to desist. And what are the specific things that the Unity Party is talking about here? It is important to note that the UP remains very firm on its disapproval of practices that shows pattern of making the presidency imperial. It calls on those acting in the name of the government to avoid replicating the very actions the Unity Party, the UP, once criticized during the immediate past administration. And I want to go to the specific area where they spoke of those. Okay, so it says The governing Unity Party is seriously concerned about the recent usage of the recent surge in the individuals and some institutions unauthorized use of the president's image on billboards, coffee mugs, clothing, trophies, posters, and other paraphernalia, often at programs in honor of the president or on items he is scheduled to donate to the public. Now, I want to hold it there because just that paragraph alone gives you an understanding of what the party is talking about. So they say no. People putting picture, the president picture on board, putting a picture on billboard, on banners, on placard, on boat bear or whatever. They say the party fans against it. They're saying that they criticized those things under the previous administration. Former President George Weah was criticized for putting his pictures on market buildings that he's supposed to rent to donate, let's say dedicate on different infrastructures across the country, his name and all of those different things. They said they criticized it, and they want officials of government, institutions, and other individuals to stop the unauthorized use of the president's portrait on all these things, trophies or whatever. They don't want it. I mean, but how exactly did we get here in the first place? How did we get here? I mean, I want us to start a conversation from here. There's a whole lot to unpack tonight. We have a whole lot to touch on. Let's start the conversation from here. Fambole, what do you make of this statement coming from the Unity Party?
Well, Nelson, that statement is just something that we just said a few days ago, and it's welcoming. And I think this is something that has been in the Liberian community for a very long time. People are so sycophantic. People like they are eye service thing, and it's something that has been eating up the fabric of our Liberian society. This is the thing. That's why I was saying the last time to our brother who said that, oh, we criticized this in the past, and then the Unity Party is hitting this. President Boakai has never been in support of people using his portrait on anything. And I think that is wrong. The recent tournament they had in Bomi County, I really got so angry when I saw that his portrait and the first family portrait was used on the trophy. And I was so angry. Why are they doing this? And I did a little bit investigation to know that the president was not even informed or not even aware that they did that. So people were only doing those things just to show that they're in support of the president. That is wrong.
So Fambole, sycophantic or a show of love and appreciation for the president? Which of the two are we talking about here?
That's
are
not
people
sure.
doing those things just because they want to show up, just because they want to be sycophant, or are they doing it because they love the president?
I don't even want to use the word sycophant on them, but I just like to always say they are our service that Liberian people think. When they see people around, they just show that they like you and they're in support of you, and that's something they want to do.
But Fambole, is this statement timely? I mean, let's speak to the timely nature of the statement in the first place.
I mean, it's a new year. There's a new year, so I think the statement came in the right time. And if you give me a New Year message and you want us to start on a very new trajectory for the new year, the statement came in at the right time.
Okay, so let's put it this way. A portion of the statement said this was the pitfall of the previous administration. This plus other things led to the defeat of the previous administration. Somewhere in the very statement, it said these things were criticized by us. We criticized the former president for putting a picture on Tine, putting a picture on almost everything he did, and it has some connection with him. Now, 1 year after inauguration, we find ourselves in the space where a statement is coming from the party saying that people should not use the portrait of the president. Is this statement timely? Could this have been said a little bit earlier so as to prevent the reoccurrence of what quote unquote happened during the previous administration?
So Nelson, you know that this is a new administration, and more besides, like unlike what other people said that the administration was sending other people home from the previous regime, that was not true. They are still Liberians. They are all Liberians. Some of them still retain their jobs. Some of them are still around, and many of them remain in the government, and some of them start to do the same thing that they did in previous administration. They like to idolize people. That's Liberian people, praise sinking. So this statement came at the right time. Said, since there's a new year and this is a resolution, this is our resolution for the new year. Let us not keep doing. Let me borrow the thing what Mr. Cummings said. We cannot keep doing one old thing over and over and expect another thing. So it is right. It is right to support the government, but it is not right to idolize. The president is not a golden image. He don't want to be idolized. So the United Party is saying we don't want to do the same thing over and over.
Let me ask you this question. The tournament you just spoke of in what's the name of the county? Bomi County, right?
Bomi County, yeah.
Was the president at the event?
He was invited.
Was he at the event?
Yeah.
Did he accept the trophy? I mean, not accepting the trophy, but did he see the trophy? Did he play any part in maybe the presentation of the trophy and all of that?
Well, I did not watch the entire thing.
Okay, was a photo?
I saw his photo on it. I saw his photo on it, and I said earlier I was angry with it. But the president was not in the. The president was. I just wanted to get something clear.
Somewhere. No. Let's take this thing one step at a time. We're gonna come to you next, Moba. But was the president at the program?
Definitely.
Was the trophy in a visible position where everybody could see it?
Absolutely. It was a unification tournament.
So did the president make a statement at the event, and what did he say concerning the trophy?
Look, Nelson, the president basically went over there purposely for the key aspect. The tenet of that particular program was unification. He did not go there to go look at the image of the trophy or how beautiful or gigantic the trophy was. That was not his concern. His concern was about the unification. So that was the key reason he went there for. So every other thing could be secondary, but it is because Liberians saw that the organizer had already inscribed his portrait on that particular trophy. It gave them a reflection of what happened in the previous regime. So that's the reason why they flagged it out and said this cannot be happening because before this was wrong, and this time around it is also wrong. So I guess the president said something. Maybe it was not in the public space, but he said something to the organizer behind the scene.
Okay, I want us to bring Moba in a bit because we want to zero in on this and move to the next talking point. Moba, what do you make of this statement coming from the Unity Party?
Look, Nelson. First, let me say this, right? The previous government, we all talk about the same issues where every COVID bucket, you could see George Weah and the former vice president, and we thought that it was wrong, and we said this today. I think a lot of times we've been seeing it in recent time. Trophy and all carrying the president. I think the president and his wife, the vice president were not included. I think so. So, when my question is, I'm not questioning about. I think the president was not in the know because the way it happens, the tournament was, it was hosted by different people, and then the people want to show, probably what we call showmanship to the president, the lawyer. And that type of lawyer way, that type of way of doing
to the president.
Yes, So what it did was they print a placard for the president and his wife, and then they put on the trophy. Now your question is, why the president was there, he never condemned the act, or secondly, probably he never, talk about it or this. Next thing, if you go on if you go on a union, like somewhere where you gather a different set of people, right? Where you're trying to talk to them for unification. You don't go and put bad feeding in them and in that movement. Although he was not pleased. He may not be pleased with his picture there because they feed on his picture. Then even recent, I think in Lofa, the same thing, right?
The
On the
book
bag,
bags were
yeah, the
donated.
book bag, yeah, and
President's
somebody
photo
did it, and
bag.
somebody did it and put his picture.
Not just that, but even the yellow machine stuff that came up, the video you saw, the president's photo on those videos.
But later on he said they should they should take his photo down on the yellow machine. I'm talking about the bag. Now let's go back to this situation, right? And he went there for unification. He went there to put his people together. He ain't going to say as a president, going to stand there when he gives speech, oh, they want, you shouldn't be doing that one, you shouldn't be doing that one. But what he did when he left, he made a press statement to the entire nation. If you want to do a private tournament or you want to do something in the name of the government, do not put my picture on it. You maybe if you talk, you can say, I honor it.
Do you think this? Do you see this statement as being timely? You think it's timely enough?
No, I think
Just getting to the realization that we're back at that same spot where photos, portraits of the president are now resurfacing on trophies, on other items donated and all of that. Something which was criticized under the previous administration. Do you think this statement is timely?
Yeah, Nelson, let me say this. You see, this government, when probably something happening probably is wrong, and when people come out and say it, they will go in a cover and come back to give a solution. Now, during the previous government, what happens? All the time we've been causing up for the past 6 years on George Weah, he never cares. His picture was still flying on other things. All on Babel I can remember from all the way down, going all the way. Vamuma going, his picture was all even on Sambo, they put a picture on the entire Somalia Drive. From the old bridge going all the way, his picture was still there. Right? So this government saying that it happened now in 2024. Now in 2025, I don't want to see it. I don't encourage it. These are the same reason why the previous government was kicked out, because they keep giving all the relevant to one person who's supposed to serve the nation. He's not a god for a thing to be all, for a picture to be all over. So I think, Nelson, it is right that the government come up, right? So let us commend the government for that. We shouldn't come in and say why the day it was wrong. But it already in the past. It happens. Now let us look to the future. Now he gave a statement. So if it happens again, then we can come out and say, okay, the government know about it. The government did the government, and then we can bash at the government. But as long as they make that statement, nothing. Let us respect that statement and see what happens in the future. We shouldn't be like sedition. What we talk about to talk for the past 6 years. Even Javasi Koji picture all on Babel when you're doing how you call it, when they say the daddy, then you get a picture on Babel. You see it? So all the reason, and they listed it on an identical press conference report, they said the previous government, and they emphasize on it. So when we're talking about this issue, Nelson, let us be specific and let us see the reality. This government now, the change, let me conclude, the change they are making, let us respect it and let us look at them and much it shouldn't repeat itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Raymond, you want to weigh in your thoughts quickly and we have to transition.
So I want to use this opportunity to commend the Unity Party. And I think this is welcoming. And going forward, everyone should see the office of the presidency to be of service to the people, not a stage where you promote your self-agenda or glorify yourself or use it to exert your authority over the people. Rather, the office of the presidency should be one of service to the people, to come up with services that benefit all Liberians. And let's talk about the event, unification. It should take something of a national symbol, even if they want to use the seal of the presidency. It speaks to an office that serves the people and not the image of any individual. Not even the image of Jesus should be on the trophy. It should be the people. Liberia is about Liberians. It's not about an individual. Like we saw in the past where sedition tried to make George Weah a demigod. Look, Liberia has become what it is over 177 plus going years because of this kind of behavior. The Liberian people stand supreme above all else. The people, like Charles Taylor said, even though I don't agree with a lot of things he said, but I agree with him. Charles Taylor, who was a tyrant, said above all else the people. That's why the presidency should always be about. And I want to commend the Unity Party for such a posture. CDC over 6 years, or about 6 years, could not even do that. But now Unity Party in 1 year. So you asked about the timing. Better late than never. In 1 year time, if they could recognize that, that's something commendable. And like you said, the yellow machine. We saw the pictures of the yellow machine when it first surfaced. The president pictures are all on them. But when we saw them roaming the streets of Monrovia, we never saw the president's picture. That shows that the president had not been in favor. And like Moaba said, you can't go to a unification event and you go bash people. As much as you're the president, you have an authority. The soup can also be eaten when it's cold. Not always wise to eat the soup when it's hot. Sometimes you could live from there with a burned mouth. So I think it was wisdom of the president to wait and use his party to put out such a statement and not correct everybody going forward. It's now time that we see the office of the presidency to be service. If you're working for the president, work well so that the Liberian people can benefit that the president good name, not to be showing up I-7. I mean, such people, we should put them out of government. They don't mean well for the country. Those are the ones who will steal and sing praises that we heard in the past government. Everything, every government official had an opportunity to present the president like a demigod.
Well, thanks a lot. I want to hold you there, Raymond, and then let's transition a little. We will take up a little bit of time to look at some piece that was written by Senator Amara Kane. A lot of you know that he was one of the frontliners, especially during the second round of the election that saw the Unity Party come into power. He has emerged to be a very critical voice, even during an administration that he supported. He did a piece. We're going to look at that. But I want to play a video here. Let's listen to this particular one. Just a short clip.
Nigerians will be benefiting as employees. A lot of times people misunderstand. You know, the company is a medium for short-term job creation. When you come here, you see Liberians from all walks of life. We allow them to come here and they sell, they do business. Once you come in an orderly factor, you come, you sell. You allow Liberians to do business and get some real money. So it's not just the football. But a lot of people think they come to me, people just can play football and kickball. They don't know that it is economic empowerment for a lot of Liberians. Come here during the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals, and see Liberians here selling. See them. People making business. Those are the interventions. And we tell people when they say, how many jobs government created? Government is not to create jobs. No, they're not the role of government. Anybody who says government is going to create jobs, they don't know what they're talking. Government is to create the environment for jobs to be created. That's what government can do. Create the environment for jobs to be created in the private sector.
Mr. Bangalow's statement has come under some serious scrutiny, especially when he said it is not government's responsibility to create jobs. Government is not responsible to create jobs. Government is responsible to create the environment that will bring about the jobs. Well, some see his statement as trying to shy away or trying to put the government in a more comfortable position that, hey, I'm not responsible I'm not responsible for jobs and stuff like that. It is rather, just about creating the avenue. So maybe the unemployment rate that's currently in the country, I shouldn't be taking a share of the blame because it is not my responsibility. I can't employ everyone. So that's the context in which others are taking this particular statement, and especially coming from an official of government, there are others who have interpreted this as the minister being giving maybe a blind eye to what the average Liberian is going through. Why others see a statement as being just on point, just in the right direction, just the hard truth with respect to what the reality of the jobs for citizen is versus what the position or the role of the government is supposed to be. Now, what do you think? Family, let's start the conversation with you on this one.
Thank you, Nelson. Look, Liberia needs to grow up, and people in our country need to actually take time to understand the intent of one statement. People are quick to politicize and misinterpret people's statement. The minister spoke in clear terms. He did not speak in any local vernacular. But this is the country where we find ourselves in, that people just look for just one short phrase and then they spin it around on the social media. He said it is not government position to create job. That was clear. And that is true. Government create the environment. Government create the avenue so jobs can be created. Government set the pace and the regulation. Government enforce. Government make sure that people jobs are secure. That's the security. That's what the government here for.
Okay, but family, I want us to go back a little. During campaign periods and all those different activities that we see each government coming to power, do the political parties, the politicians, do they explain in detail the way you are doing now? Or do they tell the people that will make sure you get jobs, will provide job opportunity? And the average Liberian somewhere listening to the show tonight, or watching the program, or just watching that clip, or who must have listened to the minister earlier when he made those comments, do you really think they're going to interpret it as in, oh yes, government is to create environment and not job?
Look, Nelson, let's be honest here. The Liberian people needs to understand things, not for someone to transmogrify it and uglify it, take a piece and be running around with it. If you listen to the beginning of his statement, he says that the county meet is not only for the sport, not for only the game, but Liberian from all walks of life assemble here with their businesses. They sell and they make money and they get some money for themselves and their family. Why are we not talking? Why are we not commenting that? Why are we not saying, oh yeah, this is a very good one, that people can come doing the kind of meet, they can sell and make money? We're not talking about that. And then people just want to run about a very short phrase that he said is not government position to create jobs, which is true. But and he make further emphasis and he clarified. It was so clear that this was not even taken for long, because he said a government role is to create an environment for jobs to be created. And in the campaign, they will tell you, say, we will create jobs. But in Liberia, there's one thing again I want us to know, that government is a higher employer, because this has been an old age thing. Everybody think that if you're not employed with government, that means you're not employed. Because the private sector has not been growing, has not been booming, has not been there are not many private institutions that are hiring Liberians. So the energy that government should push more is to get more private sector empowered so that they can empower more Liberians. That is the argument. They focus more on the private sector. They empower them. They give them the tools that they need so that they can employ Liberian to work. But everybody thinks that if you don't work with government, that means you're unemployed. And this is the reason why there are more corruption, and that's the reason why the government is stagnant, the government is not moving. Look, in developed countries, people work with private institutions more than even government. When you see government is all about service. It's not about people going there to go get rich or get anything. If you want to get rich, you go to the private sector and do your business or do other something and get rich.
Thank you. Let me hold you there a bit, Fambole. Mboba, let's hear your take on this issue.
Yeah, look, thank you, Nelson. Look, you see, firstly, we're not in campaign mood. Right now, anything, like any government official, for that matter, in this government, say, without clarification, or maybe without coming and explain to the Liberian people, right, what happens? The angry birds will take it out and put it in their way. Meaning, what happens? They don't call that part on. It's all on social media. I was surprised that, right? Kev that know all the book according to him. That only that part he's talking about on a group chat, he's talking about it. I said, doing it, I like, but when that serious thing, but when I went to the entire clip, I was like, really? So to tell you how desperate those people are, they are very desperate. They are desperate. They won't make sure anything the government do, what I on the right, they will make it left. Because they want political points. They want score political points. They want for people to follow them. Now let's go to the statement. Nursing. I mean, yeah, that statement, that identical statement, I think in every war, people will say the same. Every day we hear we saying that thing over and over. The government will create an avenue for people to come and work. The government will make the environment good, negotiate, open the way. But the government will not tell you, say, I will employ everybody in the country. No, that's not possible. But because our country only relies on government, everybody want work in government. Anyway, working in government, you're not even taking pay. People think that you get money. When you're working in government, so now 2-3 months, you take $50. Everybody see the respect you. Oh, I mean working in government. That the government job and everybody want.
Thank you.
If let me conclude nursing, if the president, right, let's say, can pass an executive order to put down some of the heavy money government making, I tell you from today, nursing, in the next years that will come, nobody won't work in government. Why you know that minister making 500 and they even get gas leave, or they making 300, they don't get some of the ministers. You'll see people start running from government job, people start looking for other entity, NGO, other places to open, to be so funded, they can be getting funding, other stuff. But everything, government. That's where we are.
Thank you. Raymond, let's hear you on this one.
So Nelson, he was quite correct. But then it tells me if the Liberian media and the Liberian people understand it different, then the problem is with the media. Because I know journalism and media is meant to achieve three purposes. One is to inform, educate, and entertain. But if by and large the Liberian people are misinformed on issues and have the wrong perception about what things are, then the Liberian media is a failure. So it's incumbent upon the Liberian media to educate, have discussion about these things, to educate the Liberian people. And let the Liberian people, the role of government is a regulator, is to create services. And I know President Ellen have repeatedly said that during her tenure, that the greater employer should be the private sector, and we should build our private sector. So that's the role of the government, to create an enabling environment for the private sector to flourish. How can the government do that? Security, provide electricity services as such, giving reasonable taxes so that they not screw the private sector up and can make profit. Regulations. And if the environment is right for business, the private sector will be encouraged to invest. Like this current president is doing, encouraging people to go into agriculture. When you create a farm, you will employ people to do the work because your one can't do it. The produce of the farm will sell in the market. People will have food. That's employment. That's a private sector. But the government have to find means to help people in the agriculture sector to make this dream a reality. So that's the role of the government. And that's why Liberian people need to understand. So there was nothing wrong. But I heard that the media in Liberia is running with a spin on the statement. And that's the disservice. The misinforming our people, miseducating our people. And what the people hear from the media, they believe. So the media seem to be a political propaganda machine. And if that is the case, I would
Raymond,
like to use this occasion.
I would disagree. I would disagree on that aspect. The media is not a political propaganda machine, but the media is actually playing that critical role to 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 put under the microscope every single sentence, every single word that comes out of our public officials, especially so when they put us on what the function of government is, because you know that propaganda over the time have taken the center stage. John Brown would say, "This is bright. This is red." He sees a red T-shirt on the other man. He says, "This is blue." And he stands by that. He does everything to make sure that he convinces that particular set of people that that shirt that you're looking at to be red, it is blue. So again, yes, while there are folks who may want to do the propaganda, the spin, and all of those, it's also the role of the media to be critical, to critically analyze what comes out of our public officials. Which
Nelson,
is
some media institutions are not critical. They are more or less like what Raymond said, propaganda machinery. You know how to discern and distinguish between stand-up practice who is trying to properly disseminate the right information than people who trying to use spin of people conversation or people's statement to gain political score. That is clear. There are some pay agents. We already knew what happened in the previous regime during the campaign period. There were all media practitioners. There were thousands of media practitioners that was on payroll. They were paid agent of the government to sell out that fake news and to distribute false information among our Liberian people. But it take few men of courage and other media, independent media institution that was able to uproot those fake news and simplify them for the Liberian people. So of course they still have propaganda arm out there, fake media. I can call some name if you want me to.
no.
I can call them out. Oh yeah. So you have some. You have
But
some.
I want to hold you there.
That's in response to your concern.
Yeah.
Let me
So
say,
let's
growing
get
up,
your
Nelson,
in
I
now.
saw media to be more balanced in Liberia, and they have more educative program for the citizenry. But today, I can even follow the turn of events in Liberia, and the majority of the media, the spin to put on things. The media has to be objective. The media have to get credible, balanced information, and the media has to educate. Nelson, that not everything in this world are debatable. Some things are factual. You do not be critical of the facts. You present the facts. And what he said, anyone who understands the role of government, who don't want to put a spin to make a political propaganda, wouldn't need to even discuss this issue. It was clear for anyone to understand. The role of government, he said it well. He even outlined things. He made it simple. The government is to create an enabling environment for the private sector to bloom. And he even went to use the county meat as an example how the private sector can come and partner with government, the private sector, public sector partnership to push agenda and monies can be made. What
Thank you.
more can be said about that? And it's the media job. So if the those in the media are educated and they have an objective mindset, they will present the facts. And our Liberian people who do not understand it, they will be able to educate them. I know those days when you call on talk show, what misconception. The person on the talk show will correct you. These days it's not the same. People just allow anything to slide. And that's why we have a broken society.
Thank you, Raymond.
In other countries like Ghana, they stand for principle. The media is not a bought entity. The media are not selling any news. They're selling credible news. And that's where we need to bring Liberia. And we must improve our society. We must improve every sector. And we have to speak to the issues that are bad in our society. And the Liberian media is one. And I'll call them out for this.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Anthony, I see you here. We were just about transitioning. You want to wait in?
I heard my brother Raymond talking about. I think is that a statement that the minister put out to say government don't create jobs we're discussing?
Yeah, that's where we are now.
Good. So, in as much as that statement is partly true, I want to also help the audience understand. Government is small, it's not large enough to hire everyone in the country. That is true. But the government creates the environment, the atmosphere, the condition for investors. That's why they have public-private partnership, wherein the government make these investors to come in and create jobs. The investor cannot operate in a country without the help of the government. The licenses that the investors need will be issued by the government. The condition layout, tax breaks here and there will also enable the private sector to employ more people. If government create a condition conducive enough for companies to come or investors to flock into the country, it benefits the overall country. So to just say government don't create jobs and leave it as that does not help. For instance, who will implement the rule of law?
Anthony, your internet is bad. I don't know if it's
no, my internet is not good, bro. I got 600 megabytes per second.
No, the man, internet good. But you don't need to correct him. You don't need to correct him
on my cell phone.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
Nobody in Liberia broadcasting that.
Oh my man!
I'm just telling you, on that cell phone. Nobody in Liberia got 600 megabytes per second on their cell phone, but I do have it, and I'm.
You said nobody in Liberia got what?
Nobody on their cell phone in Liberia is downloading speed 600 megabytes per second on their cell phone. Nobody has that.
I had telecommunication terminology.
So the processing power of my internet right now on my cell phone is 600 megabytes per second.
Yeah.
So, but let me just say this. I can tell you for a fact, if the rule of company will not implement rule of law, it's the government responsibility for the rule of law to be adhered to, so companies feel safe to come invest. It's the government approach to investors will create the working environment for investors to come and invest. So government is the foundation for companies or investors to invest in the country. Government has the bigger responsibility for company to come to a country. So as a government official, for you to just put out a statement and say government not employ people, what are you doing? What mechanism have you put in place? This administration went to South Korea and signed 23 MOUs. What has come out of it today? 23 MOUs from South Korea. What has come out of it?
Thank you, Anthony.
So again, government plays that integral role for invest. No investor will come if the government don't make it easy for them.
Thank you. I want to hold you there, and we'll end up on this talking point now because we will have to take just a few calls from our folks out there and end up tonight show for tonight. But there has been this, this piece from Senator Amara Conan. Senator Amara Conan wrote this, took onto his social media handle to criticize everything that's happened, especially now that we are in the we're in the first year of this administration. We're concluding the first year of the administration. He did this rather. He says there has been no considerable investment. Electricity issues persist. High unemployment has increased, and drugs use has increased. Although macroeconomic stability has improved since the election, the Barker administration's first year has been marked by significant challenges, mistakes, and missed opportunities. There has been no new considerable investment. Electricity issues persist. High unemployment has increased, and drug use has increased. The legislature is chaotic and being and
Now,
being and largely act as extension of the executive branch, making work there frustrating. The geopolitical presence of China, Russia, and the US is undeniable, and global economic trends are increasingly uncertain, with anti-incumbent candidates gaining traction in elections worldwide. Political governance in Sierra Leone has become exceptionally toxic. Elections are on the horizon in Cote d'Ivoire this year, and security issues persist in Guinea. I recognize the desire of the regime supporters. And this one has gone. Let me see if I can.
The
To
regime supporter, supporting
including
everything.
failures, but acknowledgement is the crucial first, and then that's where it ends from my end. I couldn't upload the entire thing here based on
I read
some
a statement on Nelson.
technical issues. But then when the senator wrote this, he got a response, immediate response from the deputy minister for present public affairs at the Ministry of Information, Minister Daniel Sano. And this is what Minister Sando wrote. I just want to put this up as well. I don't know, for some reasons.
A complete disservice to the
Anthony
student.
Anthony came in with his 600 megabyte or watt byte per second. And as soon as he came in, my internet started
for the
misbehaving.
men to tell
I
you
mean, you
say,
got Jago Lanto, my
Anthony,
for the men to tell you say, oh, you using 5G internet. He turning around to tell you say you using 600 megabyte per second.
Anthony needs to be investigated
Listen,
for
forget
trying
about
to
5G. I'm at home. I'm using my home Wi-Fi. If the Ethernet cable is plugged directly to my computer, I got 1,200 megabytes per second. But it's because on Wi-Fi device, it's split into half.
Yeah, I'm also using my Wi-Fi, so that's it. Once
Okay,
you are
so
home,
that doesn't mean
what
you
you need?
Anthony, I think finally my internet is trying to pick up here. So this is the response from Minister Daniel Sando. After Senator Kane wrote all of what he wrote, Sando wrote, "You abandoned your legislative functions for 4 solid months in violation of the Senate's rule, and all you do after running from your safari is to come on Facebook and post negativity about the government, about the country, to paint a picture that nothing good is happening. This is wrong. You have been receiving your monthly salaries and benefits from the Senate while in the United States on a private contract. This is a conflict of interest, and I think the leadership of the Senate should be concerned as well. We all talk about fighting corruption, but the president alone cannot lead the fight against corruption. the legislature has a pivotal role to play. On this score, I am concerned about your role as chair on the Joint Public Accounts Committee from the Senate. The PAC is the only committee that receives budgetary allotments to enhance its work. The legislature has been in session for over a year now, and not a single report has been submitted. If that's not part of the problem, then I don't know. Maybe you should be held accountable to the great people of Bapolu County for neglecting to represent them in the Senate. Now, after Senator Amara Kane wrote everything, with respect to electricity problem persists, the drugs and everything is still on the increase, unemployment rate is on the rise, and all of that, Daniel Sando, the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, came back at him, saying you are preaching all these things, but you are part of the problem. You've been taking salaries while sitting in the U.S. Your own committee, your own PSC committee, not a single report has come out, and you're receiving monies for it. And so if this problem should be fixed, then they should start with people like you. Where are we, guys? I want us to start the conversation from here. Let's start with you, Fambole, on this one. This conversation is because of the phone lines.
Yeah. Look, Liberia's problem is not something that it can easily be handled by an ordinary person. Because if you see what the senator wrote, knowing fully well that he himself is a contributing factor to the condition in which our people are facing, that should tell you to what extent people has become so blind and people have become so wicked. Because that's a lot of wickedness.
Who's blind and who's wicked here?
So the senator knows fully well that he has been taking his full benefit and his salary for 4 months while sitting here in the United States without working. He has been taking his full salary and benefits for 4 months without working, and now he's saying that there's problem here, problem there. Why didn't he? Okay, let him return the money that he was not working for, so that he can help solve some of the problems.
Let me say this. The issues the senator raised. Let's go to the issue a bit
quickly.
Legislative issues per se.
I read that statement.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. What's the bottom line? They say who preaches equity must also come with clean hands.
What he said. Let's go to the issues, Fambole. What the senator said. Are those issues the reality of the day? Do we still have issues with electricity? Do we still have issue with the use of drugs among the young people? Do we still have issues with unemployment? But then, what is your issue with the senator? Where did he go?
All those issues he raised is all sentimental, and it's a cliche now in the Liberian society, because the issue of electricity is not yesterday's problem, and it is not going to be solved overnight. It is something that is going to be gradually work on, and things will improve based on how well the government continue to put in a mechanism to eliminate some of the frauds they have already, especially on power theft and other things. The problem is always there, but it depends on what the government going to do to institute, policy the government going to institute.
What do you make of the response from the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs?
The Deputy Minister for Public Affairs just tell him exactly what needs to be said. If I was in that position, I would have said something stronger than that, because you cannot raise this issue if you are sitting in America for 4 months and taking all of your full salary. You can't do that. So we know that the problem is there. The problem is there because I already know that Senator Connor said that, because we already know the politics of the day. Senator Connor said that because he knows that people are checkmating him and know exactly that he had been out of the country for a very long time. He got his private contract, he run after, and he abandoned his post. But all of that going to be settled. So I'm happy that the minister brought that up, and the Liberian people able to see the true nature of the senator. You cannot be out of the country for 4 months taking all your benefit, and you come back and say everything's cut out.
But again, let me say this. This senator speaking here is not just ordinary man. This man was part of the revolution. And in fact, he bursted into tears. I don't know if it was tears of joy or whatever when the results were announced that very night.
Because he wants to be seen. That's it.
Was crying. He was caught on camera crying after the results were announced, based on the kind of Liberia he wanted to see, based on just the realization that what he envisioned for the country was about to become a reality. He bursted in tears. 1 year down the line, he's writing these strong words about the administration.
Right. So 1 year of the government in power and 6 months of he being a senator.
What?
No, not 6 months.
6 months because he was away for 4 months.
No, guys, let me say this. Family, as someone who's assigned at the legislature, especially so at that very Senate chambers where Senator Amara Connell works from, I'm assigned there. So what I do know is that
it's on medical leave.
There are different. Yeah, guys, let's do this. Let's. There are different conditions that can lead to senators not being in session, and there are procedures to doing that. So you take, for example, Senator Edwin Melvin Snow and Senator how do you call him? Ellis Tyler. The two senators from Birmingham County. I don't even know how that won't happen. The two Birmingham County senators, they go at the ECOWAS Parliament, and once they are there, they on official duty. All right, they're there to represent the country.
Good.
In those instances, they are excused. In some cases, some of the senators will travel, and all you have to do is to communicate with plenary that you will not be in session for XYZ number of days due to XYZ reason, and plenary can grant that excuse. All right? If it is medical situation, for example, you communicate with plenary. You don't have to say your medical condition, but just communicate with plenary, and these are ways that these things happen.
So Nelson, so you are trying to say that he has this genuine excuse for being out of the country for 4 months.
No, it's not for me to say he has a genuine excuse. What I'm saying is,
or you trying to say that plenary consented with him being out of the country for 4 months.
You know,
Nelson. See, you said that condition. Then
you want to use your model to the mepepe.
Listen,
but Nelson is a gentleman. That's something Nelson can say.
You're not for me in situation. I can handle this situation. It's not for me to say that his leave or whatever was right or wrong. I was just saying what the process is like there.
All right, and then let me just conclude. In
a case where you officially communicated with plenary, your excuse or whatever, your communication was read, plenary consented. I mean, it's official. Even if it is for 1 year, it is official. So I mean, this debate about he was away from the country for 4 months, is this something we should take? Well, it depends on, and that's why we are here to make analysis around these issues. But I was just saying, what I know the process to be like. So you can take 30 seconds to conclude.
Yeah, quickly. So that's what I said. He worked for 8 months. So he worked for 8 months and he been away for 4 months. So the people of Bapadu County, one of the poorest county in the country, the people of Bapadu County benefit. One of the poorest county, you can go and check it. They're very poor. Now the people benefit from him being representing them at the house for 8 months.
So from if you are in that case, you sick. If you stay, people benefit for you being sick.
Nelson, you are trying to say that you have information about him being sick or he being on a sick leave.
No, that's
because
not.
Hey, I can answer that question. If it is my time to start, I'll address that question.
No, because Nelson is saying as if he has information that the senator put in a sick leave. He wants to justify that the senator put in a sick leave and left the country for 4 months, and he was still taking his full pay, and all of the benefits were all accumulated, and he been taking everything while he on sick leave for 4 months. So now we know that there are challenges. The country is challenged. Everybody been saying it. We all been saying it from day one. 1 year we know everything is not perfect, but this is the lemon test. The government has calculated on so many things that they fail on, and we pray that the next going forward. That's why we started this resolution this year. We said, do not put the president, do not idolize the president, don't put his portrait on anything. That was a very huge step. So going forward, we're going to work on things systematically. That's why the government said we're going to work, we're going to make significant progress. Government is progressing. So not because you come and outline something on Facebook for sentiment to get likes and comments. We don't want our social media, people.
Thank you.
Social media or statement. You every day a senator on social media. So I don't know. I think Facebook account monitors. That's why.
Well, do you have a national TV you can be on?
Mora, please go ahead.
Yeah, look, Nelson, the senator, he outlined a lot of important stuff in the country, and we give him the respect. He did well during the campaign, and seeing things that probably is not going in line with his ideas and other stuff. He a little bit frustrated, and he got to say things because he fought for this government, and we should give him the credit. And some of the things in Ireland there over there, nursing, that's what happened in Liberia. That would be real, yeah. Let us say the fact. And he's one of the person that can come out and say it. Of course. Yeah, he's a senator, right? He can go in there, probably make a debate on electricity and say, I want a new dam, so and so place, and put on the floor. And the money allocated, and then probably they can get a new dam. But how is it going to work? If he the senator, probably he put on the floor, right? That did the dam, right? He named a lot of things, job creation, blah, 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 all the one that we agree. This senator, all the things he listed, it is right. We want it. But our question is, you think it can happen in 1 year? No. 1 year? No. So the senator probably trying to position the government in a sense that, look, last year y'all missed a lot of steps. The misstep was too much. Now we in the new year. Let us focus on our job creation, electricity, and other stuff. Actually, nothing in that letter that will come back and bash at the senator.
So what do you make of the response from the deputy minister?
I think the deputy minister need to chill a little bit. You understand? He need to chill a little bit. Look, like every job, right? Every job, nursing, they get what we call leave or absence. They get medical leave. They get family leave. They get paternity leave. We all know that. You understand? So all those leave come in with your time you work and you get paid if that time within that time range, or depends if you get more time, you get paid on that time. So we shouldn't come and say why the senator take leave. The senator sick, he can take a leave. If his leave fall within or within his pay range, if that what the people say in the document or whatsoever, like the constitution say, it go by it, he get paid. He got to be impressed me as long as he goes on leave. So on this, I will not bash at the government, but I think the speaker need to chill. He need to chill a little bit.
Speaker about the minister.
Yeah,
right?
I call the speaker now because he the one talking now for the government. Now he need to chill and relax his tension and let the people who on the front line let it talk. Nothing. What all American listed over there? It's not a bad thing. Yes, 1 year time all can be done, but what he outlined over there, that's the thing we lacking now as a Liberia in that country. All I want American to do, maybe if I talking to him, if I advising him, he should join all the lawmakers who out there to cause some of the benefit, so the money can be allocated to other places that Liberian can benefit too. That's my point, and that's why I stand on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input, Raymond, and then we'll bring Anthony will take us to the phone lines.
Well, you know, for me, I like to look at national leaders from a place of character. And I think Amara is a controversial character. Amara served as finance minister during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf tenure, where he was considered the prime minister. Amara exerted himself over other ministers on issue of allotment. And when you go to cabinet meetings, he will overtalk everybody else. I tell like the de facto president. My brother Morba said Amara helped the government to win the elections. He played a part, but he overshadowed everybody and acted like he was the one. Amara wasn't with the rescue mission except the second rounds. The rescue mission went to the second round without his support. They had a war room set up. We know there was a fellow from Ghana who got arrested by the CDC, who bought equipments and other things and even cell phones to program it for people. Amara was nowhere around. People who work in the war room honor him, honor that Ghana fellow, that Ghanaian fellow. When Amara came, he overshadowed and he put up a drama. He started crying. He's a corn artist. That was all art.
Raymond.
And we're here to analyze our leaders. You're not here to put up a defense for him, Nelson. Except you won't tell me Amara and you can talk in the backstage, then I will understand.
No, come on, man. Come on.
Raymond, then allow me to express myself.
You're not that game with me. Go ahead and make your
allow me to critique my national leader, my senator, who takes taxpayer money. Something that I contribute to.
Raymond.
Allow me to critique him.
Go ahead. Your leader,
but he took up the show. The very first thing he did a live. He did a live drop.
Everybody, we communicate everywhere. So I mean, don't play that game with me.
That's why I said unless you and he can communicate backstage. Nelson, I didn't say anything else. So why?
I think Nelson gets some connection to that man.
Why you right. Waiting, Nelson?
Come on, guys. No, go ahead and make your point, Raymond.
Amara drove on a live and went to the president's house to show that he and the president are the one who won the elections. The optics, Nelson. For me, I know what illustration and symbol means. I'm an artist. I know when people put it up a poster, I can see it. Now, let's take his message. What's the baseline Amara has to say that the drug abuse have increased? He's a state man. When you come, Nelson, he's an educated man. You will come with data to make such an assertion. He's not a more ball selling in the market. He's our senator, an educated man. When he comes with those things, he should give us the baseline. He should be telling us the number of drugs abusers in Liberia prior to this government taking place and what the numbers are. When he can't provide that, that's a bogus statement. He had an agenda. Because he educated, I will hold him up to the level. He talked about the use of electricity and all the other things he claimed. When he was finance minister during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf tenure, then he gave us the numbers. They would know he's talking objectively. That's all subjective. He want to be seen. He want to be heard. Like my brother Famula said, maybe he pays just money tax. But this is a senator who has a job. What has he achieved in the same time period for the Liberian people? What did he put for? What did he put on the floor? He got oversight. What has he done with oversight? What has he ensured? I know that he's getting 150,000 from the budget for legislative project. Let him speak to those kind of things. What is he doing with that kind of money? The last time when they went to Buchanan, he said he gave his money back to the central government and he could not provide those evidence. That's the same American we're talking. Look, we need real leaders who can do things to transform that country. We don't need corn artists coming up just for politics and to put up a show. And I think American have been all that. And it's time that we call him up for who he is and we can see through his corn art. Some of us, we don't play to the public.
But Raymond, what do you make of the statement coming from Minister Daniel Sando? This is a senator speaking on one end, and the Deputy Minister of Affairs and Public Affairs speaking on the other end. One official of government speaking, the other official of government is responding. Now, one thing to note here is that they both came from an alliance, the Rescue Alliance, that fought to see this government come into power. Why do we have the world of wars between the two officials of government? What do you think is happening here? Was it appropriate in the first place to have had to have seen the Deputy Minister of Affairs and Public Affairs responding to the senator in the manner in which he did?
The senator come and requested a response from Liberians. He asked for it. And the deputy minister being a Liberian spoke to it. Nothing wrong. And he called him out for what he think he saw through him. There's nothing wrong with that. If he have a platform to speak to national issues, it's just fair enough that the deputy minister respond with his own perspective to the issues. And he's telling him, if you, and Nelson, let's just say this, right? If it's a teamwork, government is. The governance process is. If you were sick all this time, you didn't contribute adequately, do not criticize those who did the work.
Thank you.
Because you did not have the energy and time to put in. Even though you benefited from the returns, but you didn't work, don't come to criticize. Keep mute.
Thank you. I want to hold you there, and let's take Anthony. Anthony will take us to the phone lines because we're seriously out of time. Anthony, just make your input. We'll take like 5-6 calls, and then we'll be out. Go ahead.
Nelson, sorry, Anthony. Let me just inject this quick. Senator Connor was not part of the alliance. That he was not part of it. He just came in the second round, and he went into the room.
He supported the Rescue Alliance.
But he was not a part of the alliance.
But Nelson, let the people in context. He came in at 11 hours. When the
he was not part of the alliance. That's why I want you to guess.
Look,
he still supported the rescue.
Yes, but they put it in context.
He had 1 hour left in the election. He still supported it.
1 second.
They put in context, and that's what Liberians need.
I think he was not part of the alliance. Because
it is my turn. So, Nelson, thank you. You know, Senator Amara Connor spoke about missed opportunities. Raymond, Daniel Sano, come back here, Raymond. Daniel Sano and the rest of other people who are defending this administration have also missed the opportunity to provide clarity to the Liberian people. Amara Connor catalog or chronicle these things. Are you saying the issue of electricity have been addressed by this administration? The answer is no. Are you saying the issue of drugs have been addressed by this administration? The answer is no. Do we have an increment in the unemployment circumstances in Liberia? Absolutely. This government also took people out of job. Already the high unemployment rate in the government let people go. All right? In different sectors. 700 years, 300 years, 10 years, 15. I mean, the list goes on. I want to commend my brother Boba tonight, to see things, for what it is. Listen, let me say this to you. The minister also, who is a deputy minister for public affairs, is not informed. Senator Connor is out of the country, not on a leisure. The Senate is aware of his absence. I spoke with him.
Oh, you spoke with him?
Yes. I communicated with him. Yeah, okay. I communicated with him. I'm saying it publicly. I communicated with Senator Amara Connor.
And he confirmed to you that he's
and he confirmed to me why he's out of the country.
And how long did he say he's been out? How long did he say he's been out?
About 3 months. But he's been out. Yes, he's not in the country. I have some exchange that led him and I to get into contact and whatnot, and I personally wish him well because he's here seeking medical attention. Let me just be honest here. So I can't go into the details, but he's on leave, and the Senate is away. So you cannot, as a deputy minister, you're supposed to inform yourself. This is a public official just like you. He's not here on honeymoon or birthday party or wedding. Anyone can have circumstances that require them to be on leave. He has communicated with the Senate. One thing he also spoke about was he wished he was here for the budget passing. That Senate element he wanted to interject into the budget as well, because the Senate has that leverage to do so when the budget is being debated upon. All right, but let me say this: Raymond spoke about he did not present facts. Remember the message, drug increase. All the deputy ministers who have said, listen, when we took office, we have the drug situation here. Since we took office, here's where we are brought in. Even though America did not give no data, America only claimed that the number went up. You will not just speaking to America. Okay, let's just agree in your mind he's not qualified to criticize the government. Let's just agree for the sake of your argument. But what about those things he outlined? Are you going to be oblivious to that and not respond to the Liberian people? You're responding to the Liberian people. You're not responding to the senator. The senator is the people's representation. He's not representing himself. Yes, he is the senator of Maputo County, but he's also the senator of the Republic of Liberia. Remember that. And when he speaks for his constituent and for the nation. And so, if you're in the position of being the mouthpiece of the government and you cannot communicate properly to represent the government, you're not campaigning. Minister Sando, you are not campaigning. Campaigning is long gone. America got his 9 years. You got your 6th year. You have your 6th year to protect and defend this administration. To come here and throw a job here and there, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. What have you done? What have you given the Liberian people for the salary that you are receiving every month? What have you done? Did you catalog unemployment on the increase? Did you debunk it to say, oh no, how many people this government have hired? How many jobs this government have created? Have the government addressed the issue of electricity? Yes, it's an age-old circumstance. This house, Liberia, was on fire. JMB said, I'm the most qualified. I'm the most experienced. I'm the most X, Y, and Z to handle the circumstances of Liberia. Has JMB lived up to that expectation? The bar that he has raising up this hard and say, I am the guy to get this country rescued. Is the country rescued? What is the way forward for Liberia? Have you laid out the way forward? Year 1 has gone. So, Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, you have missed an opportunity here to present to the Liberian people the way forward. Oh, you think that take for tat thing it will work for you? You can do take for tat with American. At the end of the day, the Liberian people will grade you. And this was a flap on your part. And I don't know if your boss also saw your response. This is a flap. I always tell you guys, PR sucks under this administration. Propaganda doesn't play in governance. PR plays well. You gotta be able to walk that far line, communicate the issue. In as much as you disagree, provide substantive rebuttals. What are your substance? Jobs? Myth?
Thank you, Anthony. We have to go to the phone lines. 0555-101075. 0555-101075 is the number to call. We'll take like 5 calls and wrap up tonight. Time is not much on our side. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Kola.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Okay, good morning to the panelists on set.
Yeah.
My name is Josiah Smoke calling from the Congo Peace Island, commonly called 540.
Okay.
Let me say thank you for the topic on the discussions, the various points. Let me first of all start with Amakwane quickly. Let me tell you, is it the Sandokwane that told us when they went for the retreat that sleep was given to them in the other part of the budget lines? He was carrying $18 or 18,000 back to send up the order now, get see the receipt. So let me say this, Messi. Sandokwane, they all helped to bring this government to power. The government had not come to tell Liberia say we are doing 100 in electricity. They had told us there was a lot of challenges, but based on giving some sector, yes. They have told us electricity problem is solved because it's an old age problem. But government said they are working to make sure to improve on it. We fought in the government. They say job. Government has not said we are employ everybody. Government has continually said there are challenges when it comes to job, but they are working to improve on it. We are fighting issues. We are fighting the issues. What have you done as a senator to say, no, they draw proliferation? This is what I'm proposing as a legislation to make sure we improve DA budget realistically and vigorously because it destroys our young people.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me
close quickly with the minister's statement in terms of the job issue he's talking about. Hello?
Yeah, just conclude quickly.
Quickly, with the U.S. Foreign Minister when he said, he wasn't wrong. When you read Article 18 of the 1986 Constitution, it says government should create opportunity for work and employment. How can this happen? Government should go for bilateral, multilateral contract and fetch. That was the executive is on the options.
Thank you.
To serve concessions and bring it to the legislature to ratify so that we can get investors in the country.
Thank you.
Let's create jobs in the country.
I'm an investor here, brother.
Hello, your name and where you call from?
Hello, are you talking to me, Nelson?
Yeah, from WhatsApp. Let's hear you.
Right. So this is John Hina, and I call you from Connecticut.
Okay, go ahead.
So honestly, the senator's statement is a sad reality. I must be 100% frank on this. But here's the point. So Amarokone and the likes are making use of the ignorance of the Liberian people to present themselves to be the best people among the few. So his statement is presented in a way that he himself is included because he's part of the government. So that's the first point. He presented his statement to present himself to be part of it, like he's part of it. But bulk of the statement is attributed towards the executive. Now, if a statement, though he is included, but if bulk of it is directed towards the executive, what does he stand to benefit? He stands to benefit in the point that he seems to look like someone who is critical of the government. And he is critical of the government, he stands to benefit in the sense that he becomes very popular so that the next coming election, he gets sentiments, to push his political ambition or his political career. That's what American is just very good at. Trust me.
Thank you.
That's the point.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your input tonight. Let's hold you there and go to the local line. Take one more call from there. Hello, your name and where you joining us from. So please call the WhatsApp number that's scrolling on the screen, not the regular WhatsApp I use for the show, because that WhatsApp is down. I will have to reactivate it. So I see calls are coming through on it, but I can't get the calls to connect from here. So use the number that's scrolling there on the screen. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
I'm Thomas Sumo calling from former district of County.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, like for what the senator was saying, even all of people saying he came in the 90 minutes, he came in the 70 minutes. If football game playing is of somebody came in the 90 minutes and scored 2 goals, what will you say about them? What they're supposed to be telling us, how for those cases to be handled in Liberia? How can they put mechanism into place that things can be done? Not only for political time, reach time to play a political game, go to your people and lie to them, say, I will do this. End of the day, you be the failure. At the end of the day, you let the people down. Like 44 million from District 7. What he has done for his people when pressuring people to carry lapa to people. Like what the senator was saying, I think they're supposed to be saying things that, oh, we can do this, putting things on the table, not to take things from the table.
Thank you.
All of them focusing on what they can take from the table. All our leader in Liberia.
Thank you. Let's hold you there and take another person. Hello?
How are you, Nelson?
Yeah, please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Marco.
Marco, go ahead.
Nelson, as soon as I want to find out for you, please. I beg you.
Is it
hello?
Is it about the show?
Yeah, but the show, okay, my info as soon as I want to find out, please.
Okay,
I
yeah,
beg you.
please go ahead quickly.
As you go on?
Yeah, go ahead, Paco. You are already on the
thank
show.
you for the opportunity. How does Joanne and Mr. Spoonsy, you take care of me? I went to the office occasion and Mr. Very Papini. I met one of the people, they I stood to that your play for one called Jim. Jim, where they hear me. Then one of people in front of town. There's no way to tell you. And also, there's no way. And they showed our show. Producer and Mr. Spoozer, you take care of me. And before that time, I can't hear anything.
So yeah, Paco. Okay, you already now made a point.
Always let me give you.
Yeah, listen, Paco, can you hear me? Paco, you call for your team. I want to show you the way out now. You going to different thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Paco, take this number. Okay. So what we'll do? Come at the station tomorrow. Ask any of the guys to give you my number, and they just call me. Yeah. So let's handle it from there. When you come to the station tomorrow, just ask any of the guys to give you my number, and then we can take it from there.
All right,
yeah, okay, Paco. Let's go back to the WhatsApp and take this person. Hello.
Hey, Nelson, how you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir. It's good to have you on.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. I didn't know the other number was down. I attempted calling, but
yeah,
I didn't get you. But quickly, Nelson, I just tonight was the first time I kind of tried to follow the show. But the issue of employment in Liberia, right? I know I heard people talk about. I always hear people say, "Well, the government got to, put the people to work." So the question I always ask myself, how? You don't tell me how. Now, you have a country that over the last decades have gone through so much, and coupled with the level of indiscipline, mismanagement. This country has been mismanaged. We are corrupt. So what I was looking forward to first was, how do we make our country attractive to outsiders? To outsiders, that means you have to look at the security first. In other words, you have to encourage, companies from out there. No matter how money Liberia has to invest, the government can do a couple of investments. You can do indirect investment. The government can undertake road projects. That means I would say, hey, I can pave the way from here to the southeast, and I can take contract. I can send the contract over to private companies. Those private companies can in turn, those construction private companies can in turn hire people to work on the road construction. That one way the government can do indirect investment.
Okay.
It will boom employment. Another one, you can also look at certain areas, certain infrastructure areas. Maybe housing. Now look at Liberia. Since the 1990 war, the issue of housing is a big issue in Liberia. People don't have home to live in. Why, if the government says, no, all the money will stay here, we can allocate more than maybe 3 or maybe 50 million around the Rafi Highway for housing unit. And we're going to send the contracts again. We will bet the contracts up for private, construction companies to go and build the homes. It can be short term. It could be 2-3 year employments.
Thank you.
That can also boom the industry.
Thank you, sir.
Other than that, we can look at the foreign direct investment. Why if Walmart say, hey, I got to go to Liberia and start one company, one of my head office, and hire more than 30,000 Liberians? That's how these kind of, a government can get on track. Look at It's exactly what Ghana is doing over there. Ghana is basically attracting overseas companies. Now, that's 1 second before I leave the line. Do you recall when Michael McCarthy, the ambassador, what did he say? He told the Georgia government, he said, I sit down here as an ambassador here from the U.S. The State Department, I'm the eyes. I got to tell American companies to come and invest in Liberia here. But here you are. You're not serious. You are corrupt. They're not going to come here if the country, the security here are not good. Unless I talk to them, no American company, they're going to come here. When you have these Chinese come there or South African companies can pay nothing and stealing the money.
I want to hold you there, sir. We are, I want to hold you there, sir. We are really pressed with time. Thanks a whole lot for,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, for your contribution again. We appreciate.
Nelson, what is the name of that caller?
Okay, sir. Okay. So we have to go. We are seriously out of time. Let me just squeeze this person. You have 30 seconds, sir. Can you please go ahead?
Nelson, this is John Fireman. Nelson, my man, you need me with other WhatsApp number, my man.
Yeah.
You get me confused, my man.
Yeah, okay. No, that number actually crashed. That's the reason why I will have to redo the whole WhatsApp.
If me, I call you direct.
Yeah, please go ahead. That's why.
For the record, for the record, my name is John Fireman. I do join you from Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. Nancy, you know, one person I can always admire on the spoon talk is Duadu. Duadu always says, if at all you want to, how you call it, criticize the government, or you want to blame the government, this and that, we all are just what you want.
Oh, too bad we lost John. John was calling directly. It was a direct call, so apparently.
Yeah, but man, international call too expensive.
So, quickly, let's hear you. Just take 30 seconds quickly.
Yeah, Nelson and panelists, how you doing?
Yes, sir. We're okay.
Yeah, thank you for accepting my call. Just what I wanted to contribute. My name is Edwin Freeman. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, go ahead, sir. You're live.
Yeah, so my contribution here is we have a government that just took over a year. And I think a lot of your panelists are not fair to the government because you have a government that just took over for 6 years. You don't even give them the half of the year. You begin to critique them that they will become a failure and what have you. Even presidential historians do not critique government like that. It is okay to criticize the government, and as a mature government, I think they are listening. Unlike the previous government, they took it to be a bad thing, and I think there are better days ahead. There are atmospheres in Liberia that people can even breathe. I was in Liberia 2022. By 5 o'clock, market women were packing to go home. So basically, those things are not happening. Give the rescue mission at least 3 years. After 3 years, begin to critique them. I'm not saying do not criticize, but just to say that nothing will happen, I don't think that's fair, and that's not being nationalistic about your own country. Let's not think about Liberia. Let's think about better things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, sir. We appreciate your input. Guys, I think we'll have to close. Too many calls, but we can take them all. Anthony, you can do your closing. Let's take 1 minute across the table because we're seriously out of time.
Thank you, Nelson. This is a good topic. I hope we can expand on it, beginning Monday as well. Look, nobody here hoping that the government fails. For me, I always said if the government succeeds, Liberia will succeed, we always succeed, and the next administration will have a lesser work to do. But in the same token, Liberia don't have any more patience. This is the reason why the fresh young president and any general youthful party, the CDC, was ousted out because of this behavior the people saw in the CDC. And say, you know what? Even though he may be in his late 70s, going to 80, we will elect him. He has what it takes. He himself said he has what it takes. Many of the people he appointed are people who have worked in the very Liberian government before. So many of them are now rookies. So they have expertise, skill sets, experience to get the job done. It's not time for all to say getting chance. They have gone 12 months. The honeymoon is over. And so they need to tell us, even though year one we didn't do X, Y, and Z, going forward year two, yes, our roadmap, yes, what we have started, yes, what we are doing, and yes, what we're going to take it. Not future Richard's turn. We are about to, we will soon do this, we will soon do that. No, we have started this. That starts with the government policy. The arrest has not released a policy yet. There's an agenda called the arrest. Where is the policy that will be driving this agenda? I mean, so we need a serious government that will get the job done. People criticize you, take the criticism, work on your criticism, and shape your critics by results. You can only shame your critics by results, not by fighting them back. But your performance can shut them down. And I challenge the administration for their performance to shut us, the critics, down.
Thank you. Raymond.
A critic is an objective person who speaks to the issue, but a naysayer perspective to things is negative, and his judgment is clouded by bias. And Anthony, there's been no honeymoon with you in this government. Your statements are untrue. From the genesis of this government, you have been naysaying to now. So do not misrepresent the facts. If this government brings down manna from heaven, you will say it's not chicken meat. The Liberian people deserve chicken meat. You will always put a spin, and you're doing that for a political agenda. So let's speak to the honest things. Amara Conan did not provide baselines. When you're a policymaker, you're a serious government official as a senator, when you speak to national issues, you should come from an objective place. Not one with a market ball talking about politics. Amara Conan, when he says the drugs issue have increased, he is the author of his statement. Nobody's going to come provide evidence for him. What they said to him was sufficient. I consider his statement as bogus because he did not quantify anything that he measured. And from an educative perspective, Amara Conan's statement cannot even be a thesis statement. As much as he's a senator speaking to national issues, it should be objective. It wasn't objective. It was just a political propaganda. And we want him to speak to the issues he has done for the people of Bapolo as senator, for the position given him. What has he done to address these issues that he's talking about in the Senate as a senior government official? Those are the things that will come and give us political propaganda or talking points. We need serious leaders that can improve the life of the people, not worse. We need these. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Famula.
Thank you very much. I mean, what a show. It was a good show. And I want to say hats up to all my guys, Anthony and Raymond and Moba and Nelson. It was a good show. And we cannot overemphasize everything that we've said already. You know, Liberia remain paramount, and Liberia is our common denominator. So, Senator Conant statement. I don't know how to say much on it because my brother already said everything. Everything he said was just a blanket statement. It was not quantified, so we cannot say much about it. And the minister responded to him. Respond to him was appropriate, and so he has a homework. He has to go back to the people of Bapolu and tell them what he did for them in 8 months, and in the 4 months he went away, he should also give an account for that. And Liberia will progress, and Liberia is progressing. The dark cloud that was hanging over Liberia has already been lifted by voting out the CDC and no one should ever think that the ANC is an alternative. And Mr. Cummings will not be president for Liberia.
Thank you.
And let us think Liberia. Let us love Liberia.
Thank you, Jesus Christ, first son.
And let us build
My
Liberia.
man, get a
Nobody
net.
disrupted you,
I
my
mean,
man.
why you hijack?
Yeah, me yourself,
Give me a
ah.
few seconds. Give me a few seconds. Let me wrap up because you see, Anthony.
No, my man.
No, Anthony just came in.
Anthony disrupted it, man. Man, be fair,
Anthony
my
We gotta
disrupted.
go. Anthony, that's what
Anthony,
you gotta be doing. I call him, my man. We gotta go, my man. We gotta go. Let me do my closing. I beg you, we gotta go. Look, for me, I don't. I hope I'm not going to stop. But let me just talk to the government tonight and the representative, senator, and whosoever. Look, I think the government now need to call need to revisit the constitution or whatsoever. Like, more especially the budget part where they say people get gas slave, get scratch card, all this stuff. I think it need to be revisited so that some amendment can be done so they can cut all the wasteful spending, so the money can be allocated for different things and be able to help our people. Because giving me every day I will emphasize on the giving senator scratch card, giving senator gas slip worth 2,000. Some minister 3,000 gas slip. It is wrong in a poor country. What can we provide $50 meal for a citizen? Then we'll come here and say those people. I think the president need to what are people say a constitution. They put a budget in there for. I mean they budget in there for them to be able to get gas and other stuff. This government need to stand up on this on majority of the stuff and revisit and carry some amendment on, because any other day the Liberian people suffer. That's too much money. That's too much money. It hurt me when I see those type of things. People just sit and people that everybody, oh yeah, why in this world with representatives, senator, ministers be making gas the 3,000, 2,000? They're there. If that been happening. Rock or agent, the Liberian people suffering. Then we come here every day. We say president. The president needs to stand up. The president needs to stand up. That is amend the identical part in our budget. It can be amended. That nothing will come here and say, well, put in a law. It can move on that. No, it can move. It can move. It can be removed. Like gas slip. Right? The gas slip, the scratch card can be removed. That money can be allocated at different place. As I earlier said, we can use the government project, right? Let me conclude quick. We can use the government to open a gas station and all the government car be going there to take gas. The money be going to revenue. How much money you spend? You giving somebody $3,000 per month for gas, then you say a country, then you come out, you start begging international people for money. The president need to stand up. They need to amend that identical part in our budget so that that free money can start going to those people. Thank you, Nelson.
Absolutely. All government
I want to say thanks to everyone tonight.
private station.
We look forward to being here tomorrow with another edition of the Late Night Show. Until then, I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to you, Anthony Gay. Thanks to you, Raymond Zeze. Fambole, we appreciate you. More about Soka.
Yes, more about Zeze.
Yeah. A good night to everyone.